All right, one-on-ones. Okay, now, a lot of times what we'll do is we'll go right down the line and one-on-ones to maximize the reps. Sometimes what we'll do is make the entire line set, and then I'll call out one guy. In this case, I'm going to allow these guys just go right down the line one-on-one. Working some 9 technique rush here, which is good for us. We get down 3rd down and 25. We want to get that wide rush. Now versus a tight end, the set might be a little bit different. This guy's getting what we call a jump set now. Get his jump set. We're going to grab the deep shoulder on a jump set or make the inside move. In this case, he grabs the deep shoulder, gets that guy out of phase. Now I don't like the way he exposed his chest like that. Probably could have kicked his right leg back a little bit further. All right, but understand that once that guy jumps like that, his feet are dead. So if you continuously move your feet and run that circle, you got a great shot at making a play. Now we go with the inside guy. We teach what we call a counter spin, okay? This a la the Dwight Freeney here. He's posting on him, selling him, giving a head and shoulders fake, makes him freeze that inside leg. Once he freezes that inside leg right there, we got a shot. Freeze the inside leg, bang. Now we call that the dead leg, okay? Now go from the dead leg to his outside leg. Only thing he can do to complement that is run on your hip. He doesn't have a shot. If he doesn't move his feet and he posts that leg, we got a shot right there. Really good move by him. Okay, going twist game here. Okay, now we talk twist game. We simplify it, our twist game, all right, by giving these guys certain techniques and rules. Okay, the outside guy always has the same rule. We're going to set this guy up by taking it 2 steps up the field. Okay, you're going to be 2 steps up the field, whether or not the inside guy is the penetrator or whether the guy's the looper. Will be two steps up the field by the outside guy. The inside guy can either engage, in this case, in this type of twist here, he can either engage or he can do what we call a stutter on the guard just to freeze him. Now, the other thing, the variances we'll do here is we'll call quick, which tells it that the end to go inside immediately right now, or we'll tell them by base inherently it's called delay. That is an inherent thing that we do that we did to delay. What we can do as a complement to it is call it quick. As they start jump setting you and doing those type of things, got to have some variance in your twist game there. So right now that guy executes a quick, okay? Now, for intents and purposes of this, not to get too complicated, but that's a man protection right there. So this is a really good stunt to a man protection. If they were sliding here, meaning that the center and the guard and the tackle were all in phase and working as a team, this probably wouldn't be as good as a stunt. Same thing. Now we work the 2 inside guys. Okay, this is real good here. Okay, now get the slide going to the 3, you get the 3 technique here being the penetrator, all right? He should probably sell that up the field a little bit more. He's going to be the penetrator. Well, he's going to get into the hip of that guy right there, and he's going to cross the face of the quarterback and get into the other side of the cage. When we define the cage, we define that cage by numbers. Okay, so if the quarterback was, say, for instance, number 11, we want to be on the opposite shoulder of that quarterback, opposite inside number of that quarterback, which will put us in the right proper cage, and then the looper will come to the opposite number, okay? This is just our tackle twist right here. Come around late, good job. And this is really good because, watch here, to the 1 technique, you're getting a slide with the center and the guard. You get a man scheme with the guard over here on your 3 technique. You tell that nose guard to take that slide, go with the slide, okay? And as the penetrator comes in and he picks the hip of that center, they can't pass that deal off. I'm getting the old line coach all pissed off there. Now we're going back to some one-on-ones. As a base rule, we tell that 3 technique, you want to beat that guy to a 1.5 yard setup point. But offensive lineman like 75 here is executing what we call a jump set. No different than in the other clip when I showed the tight end doing it when he was jump setting the 7 technique. Okay? or the 9 technique if he's outside the tight end. What we're going to do here is we're going to get to the deep shoulder, get our hips skinny, got to flip our hips, and rush back to quarterback set point. Now he goes here. Again, a jump set. The other complement to the jump set is making an inside move. That guy jumps him, inside moves. Now watch him flip his hips, because flipping the hips gets you skinny. Right there, watch him flip his hip. I don't like that back arm getting as high as that right there, because he really doesn't need it. Really wasting motion. Flip your hips right there, get skinny at the point of attack, rush to the inside number. Same thing. Jump set. Now jump set the 1 technique. Now obviously you got to make sure that if you're allowing the 1 technique to cross face, that the 3 technique is responsible for the other gap. But if they're going to jump set us here in these one-on-ones, now I'm going to allow them to do that occasionally. You can't limp after the play. Okay, now get a jump set by a tackle. 44 is trying to rush to a setup point. Okay, I like all the head shake right there. Okay, I like the head shake. I always like hand violence. Get the hands violence. They can be tighter to his elbow. All right, but what he's going to do is he's going to just push this guy by. That tackle's going to cut his angle off. See as he tries to cut that angle off there? Now we come back inside. Swipe him by. Now, as he goes inside, watch him get up to the quarterback set point. Right there, and then get to the upfield shoulder. We got to do these things. Because if a good tackle gets his hands on you, okay, he'll crush you and wash you down. We're going to not allow that to happen. Good counter spin here. Sell it with the chop. Now watch him execute that pick. See, that pick right there is going to get on that backside hand. Bang, don't allow him to get to your hip. He could get a little bit lower. I equated to boxing out in basketball. He should be a little bit lower when he does this. But we want to box him out. We're always going to get that 3 technique, the 2-way go. Tell him nose, you got to cover him up. Now sometimes you just got to play big boy football. Now watch this. We talk about the dead leg. Watch the inside leg. Watch him post it. He goes to post that thing, it becomes dead. He's going to put his weight adjust and hop on his outside foot. He's going to keep one leg dead. So what we do is we attack that inside number and walk him back. And then crush him just like that. I like that right there. It's kind of nice. Just get that ball out of the way. They get more athletic GA. Now, good job on the counter spin here. Again, he better get back up the field. Now, I'm going to give my guys this option. You know, a lot of guys talk about letting them get to the quarterback. Well, I don't give them a little freelancer now to get to the quarterback. And this is where you practice it. You got to practice these moves one-on-ones. This is not ideally where I want him to counter spin, but he's getting jump set here. The counter spin should happen normally at about 5 yards of depth. From a base perspective, that offensive tackle is about 4.5 yards of depth. He goes to 4.5 yards of depth. We take what we call a natural rush. We beat him to natural rush set point. If he goes beyond that 4.5 yards, if it ever becomes 5 yards, then he can make an inside move. But you got to give him the ability, if you get jump set, to come inside. He just got to make sure that he's up on that upfield shoulder at the end of the day. Now, inside guy, fight pressure with pressure. Okay, he jumps you off the jump here, butts you. Watch this guy. This guy does a great job here. He butts, then he extends his hands or extends his arms. Okay, now watch him lock that elbow. Watch, lock that elbow. Watch him here. Again, butt to butt, bang, lock the elbow. Get skinny at the point of attack. Now we just go to the outside here, okay? Let a D tackle rush the 5 technique. He could do this for us because some of our defense will let him do that. He's just going to go inside out, or inside out, and then come back inside and squeeze. And he's just going to power it. What we call the neon rod, and then power and pressure that thing down. Good job of the hands. Watch. Now we worked on our hands earlier in the drill tape, just working our hands. Now, swipe him by. Take his weight, put it against himself, and then swipe him by. Get him and going in one direction. He knows if he continues to get upfield, he goes too far beyond 1.5 to 2 yards. He's too far up the field. He's going to create a pocket for the quarterback. We got to prevent that. So understand, right now, you got to come back inside on that. If you go too far up the field, it's not worth it. Now, sometimes you rattle them, and they think that you're going to give them a finesse move, and you go with a quick power move. Bang. There's a set. He's trying to cut off his angle. Now we got to get back to skinny. Pressure. Watch the right leg of the offensive guard. That's what we call a dead leg. They power hop on that thing. That's the dead leg right there. And then we attack that to give us inside presence. Now it goes with a counter move right here. Watch this. There. Good. Spike it. Still drop your butt down a little bit low. Solely outside move. Bang. So you get him rattled. Now he's done this to him a couple times. He's given him one move one time, another move another time. Set him up. It's like a game. It's like a point guard on the basketball court. Don't go with the same move every time. Always get your beat. Now watch this get skinny. Now you saw us earlier in the tape do our hip flip drill on the barrel. This is what it equates to right here. You get a jump set by a center. And as he jump sets him, I get my hips skinny. So I'm half a man now. Because the jump set makes that offensive guard or offensive tackle or center get squared up on you. And that's what they want. You got to find a way to get back to skinny. And that's what we do there. Now, sometimes again, they jump set you again, feel it, okay? Counter spin inside. If he's leaning like that, we should win that battle every time. There we go, rush the set point. Rush the set point. Beat him to that 4.5 yard mark. You're by his hip by hip. Use your inside power hand and then rip by him. He can never do anything. He's out of his set. He's out of his set. And if he's hopping now and he's got to probably crossover run to ever catch it, and we beat him to that set point every time, I'll take that as a win. Now, again, same thing. Great job by the 3 technique here. Overset, takes his angle away, I'm going to come back inside. I know if I continue to go up the field, he's going to run me out of the trench. I'm not going to be anywhere near the quarterback. They're going to have a great pocket. It's going to be like Pat Skeleton in the summer where people sitting on the side drinking milk and Kool-Aid. All right? I'm not going to allow this to happen. Make the quarterback uncomfortable. Now some twist game here. Now keep the offense honest when you run it. Now they're sitting on the twist, Let that guy do what we call a sucker. Sell the twist and then go back outside. Work your 2-man stuff with your tackle, your end right there. Now you got the man side, it's perfect. When that 3 technique penetrates, he's going to go through the upfield shoulder of the guard into the hip of the tackle. If he feels the slam of the tackle, watch it here. Once he feels the slam of the tackle go down on him, he'll continue outside. This guy's going to have a track where he's up the field. You got to watch his demeanor, though. I don't like where his eyes go. The end's eyes shouldn't be looking inside. We got to keep those eyes up the field. Constantly talk about stunt demeanor, stunt demeanor, stunt demeanor. All right? Don't show your eyes and tip your hat that we're running a stunt. Now you go with a stunt with an inside guy. Okay? Watch him engage the guard. You engage the guard, usually to this set right here, you're getting what we call a 2-way go by the end. But now in this case, I'm telling them to make the inside move. The inside guy has got to engage the guard to hold him off. Don't allow him to pass the game off. And then again, we talk about the cage. The inside tackle becomes the outside cage player, and the outside end becomes the inside cage player. Again, we got to talk. That end can widen out a little bit. Again, I like how he's rattling them, but just don't change your eyes. This shouldn't even been passed off. Hesitation. He got to power the gap. Now we screw up the exchange, and the looper becomes a guy that makes the sack. And watch him run the circle. Now you work your inside twist, call it, and let the tackle penetrate. That tackle could sell up the field a little bit more. Pick the hip of the center, get to the opposite inside number, okay? And if that's the track they're going to use to take care of us there, only thing is I don't like this nose guard stuttering. Probably should never stutter from a nose because they should know something's up. Now don't jump. Now you give him the false one on the jump. TJ's savvy veteran. He's going to give him the false. I'm stunting, but I'm not stunting on the jump. And watch the rattle of the 3 technique here. Watch this. Oh, yeah, dead leg. Come back outside. Watch him go with that inside hand. We always talk about the near arm rock. Keep the guy away from you. Shorten the guard or the tackle's reach by you beating him to the punch.